by Thomas Look method. I have given one problem to calculate the L0 as well as the K1 value at a 20-degree temperature. Now I think Nirbhai will present his results. Nirbhai?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So, like ma'am, we were given this table time and ty by 2 the 1 by 3. So I took this on y-axis and this on x-axis, and after that I plotted this graph. Okay. So like these 4 points were coming on a straight line, and this was approximately to this line only. Okay. So I got this equation of curve where y represent this t by y2 to the power 1 by 3 and x represent time in days.
Yeah.
From that, slope came to be 0.021, and this y-intercept is 0.5 to 499.
Okay.
So after this, is it visible? K1 and
L1? Yeah, visible.
So after that, using that formula 6a by b and 1 by 6ab square, I got K1 equals to 0.24 per day, and L0 equals to 28 mg per liter.
Yes. Yeah, it is good. Okay, but while writing the K1 value, yes, you should write that 0.24 per day at 20 degrees Celsius.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, that is the only correction that you have to do it in your example. Okay, what about others?
Excel sheet also I need to show.
Yeah, can you show that thing?
Yes, ma'am. Just.
Maybe you can explain to all how you have plotted the trend line.
Ma'am, I used Word like in this only graph.
Okay, you have copied.
Here we can use this Excel only to edit the data. Where I can, like here it represents the time and this one y-axis data.
Okay. While doing this, you have to draw the trend line.
That I have not drawn.
Yeah, you have to. No, you should not select the line plot. You have to select the scatter plot.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. After selecting the scatter plot, that will give only the representation of the points. Okay. Then you have to do the right click, add trend line. Sure. Is it possible to open it now?
Ma'am, actually I don't know much about.
Okay. Anyway, it's not a problem. Then maybe just learn that how to draw the trend line. Okay, as well as the scatter plot. From this also we will get what is the intercept, what is the slope. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Then also we can see the coefficient of correlation, R square value. Okay, Nirbhai, thank you. What about others?
I have the trend line.
Yeah, can you show me that trend line, Sharon?
Sure. Is it visible?
Yeah, it's just one. It's visible. Yeah. Maybe you can explain that what is the scatter plot? Sharon?
Yes, sure. So
yeah, maybe
sure.
you can plot it one more time.
Yes, relate it and plot it one more time.
Yeah.
So you can just select these two. Go to insert, choose charts, and then scatter. So
yes.
Just
maybe you have selected wrongly the data.
Yes. So we can select those two columns and then create a scatter plot. After creating scatter plot, we have to choose the point, right click, and then add trend line. And then here we can add any regression line, exponential, logarithmic, or polynomial. So in our case, it will be linear regression line. And then we can also display the equation. So here y will be our t p BOD by t by BOD power 1 by 3, and then x will be time.
Yeah. Then what is your answer? L0 and rate constant, Sharon?
Just a minute. I separately calculated it.
What about others?
No, it's 0. K1 will be 0.234 and L0 will be 29.44.
29. Okay. Sure. Any other answer other than this?
No, ma'am, this is only the answer.
Okay, yeah, fine. Then shall I move to the next method?
Same answer, 29.
Yeah, 29. Okay, thank you. I am expecting some answers from girl side. There is no response from girl side. Okay. Yeah, then I will move to the next method. I will share my screen. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, what are things we have discussed? Here I have just I have also used the Excel spreadsheet application for calculating the slope as well as the intercept. Then the K1 is 0.23 per day at 20° temperature, and then L0 is 29.66 milligram per liter. Then we'll go to the next method called Fujimoto method. The Fujimoto method involves making an arithmetic plot of BODT plus versus BODT that I will explain to you. Okay, it's also a graphical method to calculate the ultimate BOD. Okay, then here what we have to do is we have to plot between BODT. Okay, then this is y-axis as BOD T plus 1. This T plus 1 represents the successive data. Okay, for example, you have the data like this. It's given as like 0, 0. Okay, like 0, 0. This is time. This is BODT. And then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Then you have like 11, 18, 22, 24, 26. Now you have to find out what is BODT plus 1. That is a data corresponding to the time t equal to 0. The next data is, that is the next time period is 2. Corresponding to this, the value is 11. Therefore, it is 11. Then similarly for 2, the next time level is 4. Then the corresponding BOD data is 18. Like this, then you have to fill this column and then draw the plot between BODT versus BODT plus 1. Okay, here also maybe you will get some points somewhere here, and then draw the best fit line. After plotting this, draw a 45-degree line. Okay, and draw a 45-degree line. This may intersect the BOD T versus BOD T plus 1 at some point. Okay, then just note down this point. From this, you just construct the vertical line, and then it may intercept the x-axis at maybe somewhere that is called as L0. Is it clear, students? Okay, first step, find out the BODT plus 1 data corresponding to BODT. Then draw the plot. Then third step, construct the 45-degree line. It may intercept the BODT versus BODT plus 1 at some particular point. Okay, and then you just draw the vertical line. It may intersect the BODT data at somewhere. Okay, that is noted as L0. Now you can use the BOD equation. Okay, model equation that YT is L0 into 1 minus e power minus k1 into t. Then from the data, maybe you can consider any one. Okay. For example, you can take the time corresponding to 6 days, corresponding to 6 days. The BODS, it is 22. Now 22. Then from the plot, maybe you know about the L0 and then 1 minus e power minus k1 that we have to find out. T is 6 days. Then from this we can find out what will be the k1 value at 20 degrees Celsius. Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yeah. Can you just plot this and then tell me the answer? Maybe you can try it in home, then we will discuss the answer tomorrow. Okay, it is a very simple method. Okay, we can easily find out what is the ultimate BOD and the K1 value at 20 degrees Celsius. We will see the answer maybe in the next class. Okay, then maybe for this method also I have just plotted here for your understanding. You can see this is the curve for BOD t plus t plus 1, and then this is a 45-degree line. It is intersecting this. This is the intersection point. Then from this I have plotted the vertical line. Then gives the L0 value as almost 28 or 29 milligram per liter. From this you can find out what will be the rate constant at 20 degree temperature. Okay, then one more method, if you want, you can try, that is the least square method. Okay, that is also you can learn it and then you can just try it by yourself. Anyway, first two methods maybe you just learn properly. Okay, how to use this method to calculate the ultimate BOD and rate constant. Okay, by almost in all three methods you will get the same answers. Then now please note down these two formula, effect of temperature on BOD rate constant. As I mentioned earlier, the rate constant depends on the temperature, nature of the wastewater, then percentage of organic matter present, as well as the microorganisms present in the wastewater. One of the important, the temperature is one of the important factor that it alters the K1 value drastically. Okay, then K1 value at any temperature. Okay, it is given as K1 value at 20 degree into 1.135 T power minus 20 degrees Celsius if the temperature is between 4 to 20 degree. Okay, please note down. You can use this factor to calculate the K1 value. For example, if the temperature is less than 20 degrees Celsius, more than 4 degrees Celsius, then you can use the other formula, like the factor is 1.056 if the temperature is between greater than 20 and less than 30 degrees Celsius. Please note down these two. Then now actually there is a concept that BOD 3,27 is comparable to that of.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, can you zoom it little bit? It's very small.
Yeah, 1 minute. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am. Now it's fine.
Yeah, K1 at 20 degree into the factor is depends on temperature. One is 1.135 for temperature between 4 to 20. Then the factor is 1.056 if the temperature is between 20 to 30. Now that the next concept is okay, because to estimate the BOD we have to wait for 5 days in the laboratory. Okay, it is a time-consuming process. Therefore, then now they have proved that the 3,27. That means if you are doing the experiments in the lab with a temperature of 27 degrees Celsius for 3 days is comparable to that of 5,20 BOD 5,20. To prove this, actually they have taken different K1 values on 20 degree temperature. Okay, here I have selected K1 as 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 and 0.4. Then I have used these factors to calculate the K1 value at 27 degree temperature. I have used the second equation, that is the factor as 1.056 to calculate the K1 value at 27 degrees Celsius. Now because irrespective of the temperature, the ultimate BOD is constant for a particular wastewater. Therefore, by considering the formula like BOD 5,20, okay, is L0 into 1 minus e power minus K1 into T. Here, substitute 5 days, okay, and then K1 as 0.1, L0 into 1 minus e power minus 0.1 into 5. Similarly, you can substitute 0.2 into 5, 0.3 into 5, 0.4 into 5. You will get BOD 5,20. Similarly, you can use the other equation BOD 3,27, then L0 into 1 minus e power minus K1 into T. There, the K1 is corresponding to 27-degree temperature. You have to use 0.143 here, 0.143 into T as 3 days. Now you will get one more values corresponding to all the K1. Okay, that with modified with a temperature of 27 degree. Now find out the ratio. Okay, between BOD 3,27 and BOD 5,20, it is almost that means 90%, 90 to 0.5, 94.2, 95.3. That's why they have proved that BOD 3,27 is comparable to that of BOD 5,20. For instead of running the experiments in the lab with 5,20 degree temperature, you can run the sample only for 3 days. That means rapid deoxygenation or degradation is taking place. Okay, in the BOD bottle. Okay, with a temperature of 27 degree. Is it clear, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, now I will give some more problems. We can do that calculation. Yeah. Please note down the first problem. Yeah, BOD test is to be run on a sample of wastewater that has a 5-day BOD of 230 milligram per liter. If the initial DO of the mix of distilled water instead of distilled water, you can write it as dilution water. Okay, dilution water, and wastewater is 8 milligram per liter. And the test requires a decrease in DO of at least 2 milligram per liter and 2 milligram per liter of DO remaining at the end of 5 days. Come on. What range of dilution factors would produce acceptable results? Then in 300 ml bottles, what range of wastewater volumes could be used? Okay, please proceed, and then I will call anyone to explain about your results. Ganesh Aravind. Is there? Ganesh Aravind. Ganesh Aravind is not there. Ilamugil. Ilamugil. Bhavna. Bhavna Ravikumar.
Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah, you just explain to me that how to proceed for this
Ma'am.
problem.
Ma'am, can you show me the question?
Yeah. You have not noted the problem?
No, ma'am. I'm traveling now, so I have some
No, you are.
connectivity issues.
You have the class today. You should not travel here and there during the class times.
Ma'am, it is some family thing. Important. We have to go out today, so
Then
I'm traveling.
you should take leave. You should not attend like this. No, I am getting a lot of responses like this. Yesterday also the same reasons. Okay. You can wind up, Bhavana. Yuvraj. Yuvraj. Okay. Hamish. Krishnakant. Sharan.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the problem with your class, Sharan? They are not responding. Are they attending the class? Are they attending? Or simply just they are logging and then they are doing some other work? Okay, please note down that, Sharon, that they have to join for the class after getting permission from me tomorrow, okay? Yuvraj,
Okay.
Ilamuhil, Ganesh, Aravind, Hamish, Madish, Chandrasekhar. Madesh.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. What is the answer for this? Have you tried this problem?
No, ma'am. Only.
Only are you doing? No, it's very difficult. Anyone?
Ma'am?
Yeah, have you tried?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So they have given the BOD5 value.
Okay,
They
we'll
have
write the
given
form.
DO initial value and DO. Yes.
Okay, DO initial minus DO
Minus
final,
DO final dilution
into
dilution factor.
yes.
So they have given that DO initial is 8 and then DO final is 230 and BOD is 230, DO initial is 8 And then they have also given that DO final will be in the range of 2 mg per liter to 6 mg per liter.
Okay. Second case.
So we'll get a dilution factor in the range of 38.34 to 115.
Decrease in DO of 2. Okay, that means 8 minus 6. Okay, what is the answer for the first case? Dilution factor?
38.33.
38.34. Yes, ma'am.
30?
8.34. 38.34.
Okay, for the second one?
115.
115. Okay. Then the second answer, what range of wastewater volumes could be used?
Just a minute.
300 divided by 38.34. Another one is 300 divided by 115.
7.82, ma'am.
7.82 ml. Okay. Then the next one.
Two point six, ma'am.
2.6. Okay, good. Yeah, please note down the next problem. A BOD test is run using 100 ml of treated wastewater mixed with 200 ml of pure water. The initial DO of the mix is 9 milligram per liter. After 5 days, the DO is 4 milligram per liter. After a long period of time, the DO is 2 milligram per liter. And it no longer seems to be dropping. Stop. Assuming nitrification has been inhibited, so the only BOD being measured is carbonaceous. Then what is the 5-day BOD of the wastewater? Then the second question, assuming no nitrification effects, estimate the ultimate carbonaceous BOD. Then third one, what would be the remaining BOD after 5 days have elapsed? And finally, estimate the reaction rate constant. BOD 5 means generally with 20 degree temperature. Therefore, this K1 value is corresponding to 20 degree temperature. Okay. Here, actually, they have used 100 ml of the treated wastewater with 200 ml of the pure water. Sometimes we can use the tap water for BOD measurement, okay, because the tap water like generally contains nutrients, also the sufficient amount of dissolved oxygen. Therefore, because like it's open to the atmosphere, then definitely have like more DO instead of like water preparing in the dilution water. We can use tap water for the BOD estimation. That's why they have mentioned the term pure water. Okay, then the DO of the mix after mixing 100 ml plus 200 ml is 9, and then after 5 days the the DO is dropped to 4 milligram per liter. Then after a long period of that means they have just they kept that bottle in the incubator maybe for a long period of time. After that, even maybe after some period of time, the DO is remains constant with the 2 milligram per liter. With the data, you have to find out what is BOD 5,20, what is the ultimate BOD, then what will be the BOD elapsed after 5 days, and then also you have to find out the reaction rate constant. Here they have mentioned that they have prevented the nitrification by adding some inhibiting agents. Okay. Now, can you tell me the answers for first question? What is 5-day BOD? That is easy. You can easily calculate based on the formula BOD 5,20 is DO initial is 9 minus the end of 5th day it is 4. Then into dilution factor, this is 300 divided by 100. Then what is the answer?
15.
15. Okay. Then for ultimate BOD, because after a long period, they have mentioned that word after a long period. That means definitely it the value corresponding to that this long period of time is ultimate BOD. For ultimate BOD BOD T, that is corresponding to infinitive time, is L0, that is equal to 9 minus 2 into 300 divided by 100. What is the answer?
21.
21 milligram per liter. Now, for the third one, what would be the BOD remaining after 5 days? It's like 21 minus 15. Okay, 6 milligram per liter. Then estimate the reaction rate constant. Now use the formula, mathematical model like BOD 5,20 is L0 1 minus E4 minus K1 into T. Now BOD 5,20 is 15 and then L0 is 21. Then 1 minus E4 minus K1 is that we have to find out. Into 5. Now what is the answer for K1? Students.
M 0.25.
0.25. They at 20 degree temperature. Okay. Can you just find out what will be the BOD using this value? Can you find out BOD 8,27? That is the next question. Yeah, to proceed this, you have to find out what will be the K1 value at 27 degree temperature. You have to use the factor as 1.056. K1 value at any temperature, that is 27, is K1 value at 20 degree and 1.056 to the power T minus 20, that is 27 minus 20. Then use the formula L0 1 minus E4 minus K1, whatever the value you are getting, into T as 8 days. What is the answer? What is the K1 value at 27? K1 at 27 is
0.366.
366 per day. Okay, what is BOD 8,27?
19.87.
19.87. Can you comment about this results? You have ultimate BOD, you have BOD 5,20, you have BOD 8,27. Can you comment about the results? Students, you give some inferences based on this.
As temperature increases, K value increases.
Okay. Also, it reached the steady, ultimate BOD. Okay. Can you just calculate what is BOD 3,27? Then you will get a clear idea. BOD 3,27. Already you have the value for this. How much?
13.99. 13.99.
BOD 3,27 is 13.99. It is almost comparable with the BOD 5,20. Okay, it's fine. Then please note down the next problem. Some wastewater has a BOD 5 of 150 milligram per liter at 20 degrees Celsius. The reaction rate K at that temperature has been determined to be 0.23 per day. Find the ultimate carbonaceous BOD. Then find the reaction rate coefficient at 15 degree temperature. Find BOD 5 at 15 degrees Celsius. What is the first L naught? You have the data for BOD 5,20. That is L naught 1 minus e power minus K1 into T. What is the answer for L naught? 219.5 milligram per liter. Okay, substitute BOD as 150 and then this is 0.23 into 5. Then you will get the L naught as this. Then what is K1 value at 15 degree temperature? This is K1 at 0.433. No, K1 value at 15 should be less than the K1 value at 20, no? You have to use the factor 1.135. If it is the temperature is less than 20 and greater than 4, you have to use the factor as 1.135. Vigneshwar?
Yes, ma'am. 1.122.
0.122 per day. Okay. Then calculate the BOD 5,15. Then L naught is 219.5 into 1 minus e power minus K1 is 0.122 into 5 days. What is 5,15? It is 100.23 milligram per liter. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I will project some more problem. It is not, BOD has not given directly, it is given in terms of like the dilution factor. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am. Your screen is visible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe I can slide here. Maybe you can note down this problem. Suppose you are to measure the BOD removal rate for a primary wastewater treatment plant. Then you take 2 samples of raw sewage on its way into the plant. And 2 samples effluent leaving the plant. We'll start. Standard 5-day BOD test are run on the 4 samples with no CD, producing the following data. Sample 1, 2, 3, 4. The source 1 and 2 is the raw sewage, that means the untreated sewage. Sample 3 and 4 is the treated effluent. After all the treatment process, that they have taken the sample at the outlet. Okay, that is a treated effluent. They have used 1:13 dilution for the sample 1, 1:15 for sample 2, 1:20 for sample 3, and then question mark that we have to find out. Then for all the samples, they have given what is the initial DO and final DO. Okay, the initial DO is 9.2 for the sample 1 and 2 and 9 milligram per liter for sample 3 and 4. Then for sample 1, the final DO is 2.2, but the sample 2, we have to find out what is the final DO. And then sample 3, the final DO is 2. And then for the sample 4, they have maintained, that means the DO final is greater than 2 milligram per liter. Find the BOD 5 for the raw untreated sewage and percent removal of BOD in the treatment plant. Percent removal of BOD in the treatment plant. Second one, find the DO that would be expected in sample 2 at the end of the test. Then third one, what would be the maximum volume of treated sewage for sample 4 that could be put into the 300 ml BOD bottle and still have the DO concentration after 5 days remain above 2 milligram per liter. Okay, you read this question 1 or 2 times, understand the question and then answer the following questions. Okay. Students, we will see the answer in the next class. Please solve this problem.